Hey everyone, and welcome to Elden Ring. So this is probably going to be like my second attempt at recording this walkthrough, mainly because I missed a couple of things and I just wasn't really happy. Anyway, let's bullshit. We are going to be doing mainly like a platinum trophy guide. Given that you have to play the ending a couple of times, we won't be getting all of those, but for the most part, I mean, I've already got this platinum, so I mean, it's fine. We'll just get on with it. So we'll go new game. I would personally, out of all of these, every time go for samurai. It always seems to have the best sort of. Well, really, I'm just going for the katana. I'm not going to lie. Actually, it's the only weapon that starts with bleed. Otherwise, I mean, if you're more of a mage player, go with astrologer. If you're more of a dex player, I like this guy because he's got the dual scimitars, which are quite neat, but they're not that great to start with, to be honest, and you're left kind of a little bit more exposed than you should be. This guy, Vagabond, really cool class to start with, mainly just because he gives you a bit of everything. So yeah, we'll be going with this fella. Now I'm going to do a pent build. Now my pent builds are normally focused around like battle mage, I guess. So you'd go like strength and or dex and intelligence. So we're going to be mainly using dexterity for the first half of this, and then once we get our awesome weapons, we are going to be experimenting a bit with intelligence. So for the keepsake, like all of these are great and useless at the same time. I would personally just go for the Lands Between Rune. Mainly because like Stone Sword Key, you pick up heaps of those. It's no problem. All of these other things like Fanged Imp Dashes we can buy from a merchant for cheap too, so it's not that bad. Yeah, I'm not gonna go through all of them. Anywho's detailed appearance. Now my pent build is normally, so you got the pent build, which is normally the purple with the purple hair with the white skin. Remnant, who's normally black skin, white hair. Ares, who's normally like just my, I don't know, my tester, my warmonger sort of thing. And then you got these two who I've been just playing around with recently anyways, but pent build, there we go. Easy as that. I think that's all we need to do. Cool. Right, so we start with the ring emote. Now, just for the record, if you do hear snoring or some sort of noise in the background, it is my little dog. He sits on my lap the whole time. I say it every walkthrough. That gurgling in the background is the dishwasher. Just if my microphone picks it up, I know it likes to. So anyways, we grabbed the, what is it, Tarnished Wizened Finger. This is used to write messages to other worlds. You'll see all these messages whether you're playing online or not. A lot of them are developer messages, so kind of cool. I'm never going to use it though. I'm not really going for like a multiplayer sort of vibe on this. I'm just going to take off this rune. Anyways, coming through here, we'll be coming back to this area a lot later. But for now, this boss you just want to die to. You can have your fun with him if you want. Wonder if I can get bleed on him. Oh, I got a bleed prompt. Oh, I was going to say I wasn't actually doing too bad. I'm quite happy with that result. Alright, so skipping cutscenes. I'm going to be skipping the dialogue for a lot just because if you want to watch it, you can. That's totally fine. We got our Flask of Crimson Tears and Cerulean Tears. Crimson Tears being health, Crimson Tears being FP, so that's your red and blue meters up the top. Green, of course, is stamina. Now, over here, just behind us, there is a shiny up there, but we'll be getting that probably in a few episodes, so it's no biggie. These guys, for the most part, they do nothing. They give you lore and certain, like, you know, like, we'll talk to him. But really, that's all they do. So we're just going to come over to the tutorial cave, and like this is a message. Behold, good luck. Now I have turned off all my tutorial Messages, so if this is your first time playing, then you'll be experiencing a whole lot of tutorial bullshit. If you've played Dark Souls before, awesome, you kind of had the gist of things. If not, we'll run through things. So you have circle, which is your back step, or if you're pressing directional, it's your roll, so your dodge. This roll gives you iframes. Iframes being invincibility frames. This guy here, so we've got R1 for light attack. We've got R2 for heavy attack. And then we've also got hold down R2 for a charged heavy. L1 is being your shield or your left hand. So L1 will block. And if you hit heavy attack after blocking, you'll perform a guard counter, which is new to this game. This is pretty cool. Also, we have a jump button, which is kind of neat as well. And we can sneak, which sneak is kind of irrelevant. I feel like I don't use it as much as what they intended to. But that's alright. So, jump attacks. Really good for poise break, which poise break will hopefully knock back their shield. You can run up to their chest and hit a light attack for a riposte. L2 is parry. Depending on the shield you've got, you can see over in the left hand corner that it says parry. So this is an Ash of War. If we hold triangle, brings up our other little menu there. I'll go on about that later. If you press R1 while you're holding triangle, you'll double hand your right hand weapon. If you press L1, you'll double hand your left hand weapon. So double handing the, what are we wearing, an Uchigatana, you'll see that parry's no longer there and unsheath is there. What this means is we can hit L2, which is our focus meter, I guess, the blue meter up top, and that'll put us into a stance for like unsheath, this one's called. So we tap the light attack for a wide sweep, and we tap the heavy attack for a sort of more vertical sweep. Of course, we have our archers. Now, criticals, run up behind people and hit the light attack. That's a backstab. Or, of course, you can parry. Now, I am useless at parrying, so if I don't get this, I'm sorry. Yep, didn't get it. I don't parry throughout all of these games because I'm so crap at it. Just hit me, buddy. Nope. Quick attack, please. Come on. No. So it's probably easier to parry this boss of this area, but you get the gist. It's you need to time that right, and I'm absolutely awful with parries. There are some enemies that parries are quite useful on. I just find a way around it because I don't like parrying. You, on the other hand, may be way better at it, so try it. Yeah, see, so that's a parry, and then you can go in for the riposte afterwards. Otherwise, if you parry and just leave him hanging there, he will just go back to normal. So that about sums up attacking, guarding, rolling, all the bullshit. You may have noticed there was a big blood splatter there. So going into equipment here, this is probably just a crash course on this. In the center of the screen there, if you look down in the bottom of it, it says causes blood loss, 45. So blood loss is a meter that builds up on your character as well as everyone else's. And it'll take a percentage of their HP off, which is really cool. Bleed is awesome in this game. Never really liked it in the other ones, but I must go back and try that. So anyway, tutorial boss, Soldier of Godric. Parry. Can't believe I got that first try. Otherwise, if you want to guard counter like that, easy as. Guard counter is awesome. I love the mechanic, but it's not something that's used a hell of a lot towards the end of the game. By then you can sort of just go in and smash the crap out of anything. So for your efforts, you get the strength emote. Anyways, coming on over here. If you ever see these out in, I'm going to say public, if you ever see these out in the world, they normally have a seed underneath them. It's a gold seed, and you need to collect those to Strengthen your flask. Whether it's your cerulean or crimson, doesn't matter. It'll probably add it to your crimson, which is your health flask. Of course, sitting at a grace, this thing here, you can allocate them. Now, once you rest at a grace, all your enemies respawn. Here's your flask things. We can't do anything at the moment except for change over flasks. So you can have all in red or all in blue. I would suggest probably having one in blue. FP's it's more relevant in this game than it was in Dark Souls 3, for example. Dark Souls 3, I never used that meter, not once. Otherwise, you've got your memorize spell, which is just, set your spell sort of thing. Sword chest, self-explanatory, it's just organizing. And pass time. Now, we are always going to be playing in daytime for the majority of the walkthrough, unless we're going to fight nighttime bosses. In that case, we'll be going to Nightfall. I think that kind of gets us roughly up to speed. This will make a lot more sense later on. These things, if you had a stone sword key, you could use it here. I would not recommend going into this path right now. It will eat your booty, man, and not in a good way. So just avoid that. Grab the finger severer. Sends another or oneself home. It pretty much just disconnects. If you get a PvP friend, like a summon, it'll send them home. If you are a summon yourself and you go to someone else's world, you'll get sent home. So the only PvP or online content, I guess, that we have to go throughout a couple of areas here is 3 invasions, and that's it. So, I mean, if you don't have internet, you're not missing out on much. You should still be able to follow the walkthrough for the most part. Anyways, we will rest at the grace. So there's 3 grace sites that we've got. If you hit the big touchpad, it'll bring up your map. So we started in the Stranded Graveyard. Cave of Knowledge was a tutorial cave, and the first step is where we are now. Come over and talk to this dude. Alright, exhaust his dialogue. Alright, so once you start saying the same crap, that's fine. These little red dots here are bloodstains. It's where people online have died. Small golden effigy. It'll just increase... I think that actually lets us put down a summon sign. Yeah, it does. To summoning pools, which pretty much around here, if you examine this, it'll just open up a whole area of summon people that you can use if you want, to play online and stuff like that. For the most part, I'll be using NPC summons, but I will try my best. I don't really think I've ever summoned anyone, actually, in this whole game. So we're just going to be running north. If you can avoid this dude on the horse, please do. We'll come back and kill him much later on. By much later, I mean like 3 or 4 episodes. Anyways, we have the Church of Ella. So you want to come to the front door. Grab the golden rune. And come on in here, we have another grace. Over here we have a smithing stone. These are materials used to upgrade your weapons. You get those or somber stones. Somber stones upgrade unique weapons, which I'll be talking about much later. Smithing stones just upgrade normal weapons like the Uchi-katana that we've got, or the bow, or the whatever the hell that is. Anyways, which you can do that now if you want. I would strongly recommend against it.
You're tarnished. I can see, but I can also see that you're not. Then why not? I am Kale.
Alright, so this is Kale.
Selling where the land is only, let's say, you should buy us a crafting essential. The kit costs but the import.
Alright, so he sells a crafting kit. Awesome. And then you want to come down and you want to grab a torch. And that's all we're going to be buying from him for the moment. From here, we're going to head northeast. We're going to follow the path, I guess. So these things are kind of cool. I like these. Like, if he just gets all excited, he'll just roly-poly away. I love it. I don't know why, but it's so entertaining. Alright, so obviously you have a dude with a torch here. Nothing too threatening at this level of the game. Coming up on our left, we have a guy sitting at a campfire, and we want to pick up the kukri, which is just like a heavy throwing knife, pretty much. Alright, there we go. There's 4 of those. We'll keep those just for little shiny enemies that tend to teleport. Again, don't worry until we see one. So from here, you really want to come over towards this area here. You don't want to tackle this from the inside. You want to come over here. Now, once we rest at this grace, what's going to happen is we will talk to Melina, who is a maiden who will help us level up. So, I mean, if you've got souls, now's your chance to level up. Runes, sorry. Souls and runes, it's just embedded in my head anyways. These are called runes, which is your currency. It's also your reward for defeating enemies, that sort of thing. Lost on death, you can reclaim them, but if you die while you're trying to reclaim them, you'll lose everything. Anyways, touch the grace. Rest at the grace. So resting and touching the grace are 2 different things, just for the record. Skip through all this dialogue, and it's automatically night. Alright, accept. Okay, so that's now just added the option to level up. What she did there was she gave you turret. So I'm going to remove... Wait, let's start from the beginning. In this area, if you press right and come over to the pouch area, up has a memory of grace, which I've never used a single one. I don't even know really what they do. I generally allocate my horse to down. Any summons we have, I allocate to up and right. And my lantern, which we get later on, it's like a hit item which provides light, so you don't need a torch. Amazing item. I normally add that to the left. You can do with whatever you want. These 2 here are just quick slots. You have no button allocation for them, but it just means if you're in a sweet spot where we are now, you can come over, press that, rather than looking through all your inventory, which is this one. So, fun fact actually, if you ever want to use these, so let's say we use this rune here. The menu doesn't go away. However, if you press R3 for detailed view and you use this, the whole menu is going to go away. I just learnt this yesterday. I thought that was quite helpful. You can also sell them for their rune amount. So, I mean, there's ways around it. Anyways, for the most part, we are going to be getting Dex up to 17 and Strength up to 18. No, sorry. We'll be getting... Let's go for the long view. Vigor is your health. You really want that around 40 early as you can. Mind, I'm going to probably take to 15, maybe 20 down the track, but 15 is probably your optimum solution right here. Endurance is going to go to 35 at the least. Strength, I'll probably keep around 20, maybe 25. Dex and Intelligence are going to be the ones that I level up together. For Faith and Arcane, I'm going to largely ignore them throughout the whole game. I may get my Faith up to 10 just to make things a little bit more easier, but otherwise it's not really needed. Faith is more for certain weapons you want, Arcane is mainly for weapons that you want to use with Arcane scaling. They have the attribute, requirements and stuff like that. So anyway, largely ignored. Hugely using, not using so much. Cancel leveling up? No, I want Dex at 17, and I'll put the rest into Vigor. This is all babble at the moment. It'll just make sense later on. From here, what you want to do is bring up your map. Now, you'll see this little pinky thing in the background there. That is actually where all the map markers are. So if we go, we can't show it yet, but if we go way over here, there's going to be a map marker in pink for the Mistwoods, I think. This map is even still bigger than what we can zoom out. So if you ever don't have the map grabbing, just look for this little pink icon here. Or just follow the walkthrough, because we'll be getting it anyway. Jump up on Torrent, cruise through, grab the map fragment, and then we're just going to go all the way over past this area and grab Disgrace to our left. This is Agil Lake North, I'm pretty sure. So Agil Lake is just this big water mass over here. I just want to check my notes to see if I missed anything. Torch, crafting kit, follow path northeast, blah blah blah. Map fragment, warp church, Ella for Rani. Okay, and that's where we're going to finish up. Yep, so we got this just as a quick sort of reference point to this area. So as you can see, you've got Agil Lake. Mistwood is over this way a bit, which we're going to be unlocking probably next episode. For the moment, we just want to come to Church of Ella. And it doesn't matter whether it's day or night now, because it's automatically going to go night.
This way, tarnished. May I
So,
have a word?
this is Rani the Witch. She is pretty much a main character as far as characters go. She will unlock something like the stars or the falling of stars ending or something like that. She's put Kale to sleep. So that's what all the purple mist is about.
I'd heard Tantapon look at talk thou art but call for.
She has 4 arms, just for the record. Look at that. That's really cool.
As I had hoped, I was entrusted this for thee, by Torrent's fall.
All right, we've got the Spirit Calling Bell and Lone Wolf Ashes.
Summon them, the spirits, now it is that. Forgive
All right,
me, I
exhaust her dialogue.
before the time.
And she'll disappear, and you'll notice the smoke starts to disappear, and Kale wakes up. So that is pretty much it for this episode. We've just gotten everything all up to date and organized. Now we can carry on with the main game, going to morning. Yeah, so we're not going to be using the katana for a huge amount of the playthrough, but, you know, you can talk to Melina if you want.
This is light, but now you can see the rays.
Yeah, so she'll just talk a whole bunch of crap. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. I will see you here next time for more Elden Ring.